Hi, welcome to Watcher DM. I'm Gabriel. Today I'm continuing my series of videos on the Tome of Adventure Design, revised edition by Matt Finch. Today we are going to explore the dungeon dressing section of the book. And I'm going to actually pick a couple out that'll cause us to kind of go a little bit deeper into some of the tables, because otherwise you can just roll on this table and it'll give you a really kind of normie result, right? So if I roll a 98, for instance, 98 is a weapon, and then we can roll for condition. So that one's cool. It gets me a condition of item, and in this case that is an 83, damaged but repaired. So maybe it was a sword that had been blunted and had recently been sharpened, or maybe like a spear whose haft had been broken and then kind of bound together in some janky way. So that's kind of cool. So some of these will just say roll for condition. There is also unusual corpse here, and I want to explore that one. So we're going to just say we rolled a 26, unusual corpse. And yeah, I think the way that works here is we'll roll on the unusual corpse table. 38 gives us, dragon, perhaps small, perhaps large. Well, you would be hard-pressed to go wrong with a dragon corpse showing up in a dungeon. That sounds pretty awesome. Unfortunately, my favorite result here that I want to explore is the malformed human or humanoid. So I'm going to borrow this and say the dragon corpse is malformed. Just because I want to roll on this malformed table and see what we get. So 53. Ooh, a dragon with a hunched back. How would you be able to tell? I don't know. Hunchback dragon. It's got a certain ring to it. And then we get weird dungeon dressing. So I think this might fall under the... Or maybe it doesn't. Yeah, so I'm actually unsure how you would get to this table from an earlier table. Maybe you are not intended to. Maybe you're just supposed to roll if you want it to be weird. So we're going to roll for a weird one. 47 is a live crow in a bottle. What? 47, live crow in bottle. Wild. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. So we've got our condition of items here. We've got a lighting table, normal lighting. So if we rolled a 40 on that, we would get charcoal brazier. If we rolled 100, we would get torches and wall sconces. If we rolled a 60, we'd get oil lamps hanging. So that's kind of cool. Let's check out some of these furniture items here. We got a 5, that's a bed. A 90 is a table workbench. Oops. And a 35 is a desk. So you can see how you could kind of quickly generate the contents of a room if you wanted to here. We say there's some small items, maybe an 18 is, there's a dried flower, maybe in a vase. 31, there's a fork. And 24, there is a fan. So you can make some really quick, small items there. And then we could say that they smell like something. So 52 smells like manure or dung. 60 smells metallic. And 51, more manure, more dung. Classic. That's actually my luck, that I would roll manure and dung. My players will tell you I am the worst about putting them in situations where they have to interact with poop. And then we get some... So it says sounds... Okay, so for sounds, you can see table 37. But then it's got Miscellaneous Useful Tables. So it's got like altars here that just tells you to go to a previous table. This is my biggest complaint with this book, and I think what I'm probably going to do here is I'm actually going to put together the list of table numbers and like point them to their references with page numbers, because I don't think that exists in this book, or maybe I'll find it. All right, book types. What do we got for book type? 2, a bound book, normal. 52, a scroll. 80, we got tablets, clay tablets as a book. That always slaps. Unusual book bindings. 53 is leather, painted. And we got a 96 for other unusual feature, which is metal inlay on cover, filigree or possibly larger inlays. A hallucinogens table. 62. 83. So Mygola. 66. Mygola fish. So that's a hallucinogen name. So if you eat the Mygolan fish. Hallucinogens might be encountered in the campaign at large, or might be encountered in the dungeon as a very subtle feature combining the effects of a potion and a poison. A simple hallucinogen simply gives the characters pleasure with no particular game effect, coupled with addiction. That's hilarious. A more complex hallucinogen would grant an actual game benefit to the characters, such as insights or strength, but would have increasingly negative side effects as time went on. If a powerful spell were required to end the addiction, it might be of a temporary advantage to the characters to actually maintain the addiction with both its positive and increasingly negative effects until it becomes cost-effective to pay for the curing, or the party's cleric gains enough levels to cast the spell. So, let's say the Mygola fish, how hallucinogen is administered. We rolled a 13, so it is cooked and eaten. And the effects of the hallucinogen, the beneficial effects, we rolled a 78, which is berserk attacks or a danger sense that gives the character some sort of benefit in combat. Some of these might also have a negative effect. Berserk attacking usually makes the character easier to hit, as well as being able to hit more effectively. Right. And then what's the progressive deterioration? We rolled a 58. Increasing episodes of confusion, possibly to the point where a spellcaster cannot always succeed at casting a spell, or a fighter cannot reliably make attacks in a particular combat round. So I actually like the idea that the Mygola fish causes you to see, like, literally, 30 seconds into the future. So it's like the time crystals for Rick and Morty, where you just, like, you have this prescient sense of what's going to happen because the fish exists in a different time space than you. And when you eat it, you begin to perceive that time, but also, so it gives you danger sense. You know when something bad is going to happen, but it also kind of freaks you out. Like, you could just live by the Mygola fish and, like, kind of never do anything dangerous again and just be like a coward. Could be really fun. Physical signs of hallucinogen use. 34 is user experiences frequent nightmares. I think that works for our thing here. Okay, and then we've kind of moved on. So that's all hallucinogens, which is really cool. And then I got like a whole table here for herbs. So 53 is hedgehog mushroom, hydnum rapandum, potions and alchemy. So liquid potions. Oh, I love this potions table. So I rolled a 1. That means it is a black potion. 21. Multiple viscosities. So it is layered liquid with floating blobs within. Smells like alcohol. And it is clouded. So that's cool. Little cloudy black potion that smells like booze. Powdered potions. Not all potions are necessarily in liquid form, although don't overdo it. Interesting. So we'll do a powdered potion here. 54 is a gray powder. 47, smells like newly grown moss. And 39, powder is extremely heavy. So an ultra dense gray Newly mown grass, not newly grown moss. What am I talking about? Okay, whatever. Magical workrooms, list of furnishings. So in a magical workroom, we found a star chart. That's cool. 21 calipers and measuring devices. 31 desk and papers. Classic. Then we get some alchemical ingredients here. So 22, a person part. Gross. 81 is a substance. We get some animal monster part tables here. This is kind of cool. Big table. So it's got preservation and then body part. And then type A, type B, and other details. So let's read this one. Some of the combinations don't make immediate sense, but part of alchemy is finding something extremely rare, like the beak of a baboon. Note that some of the entries repeat. In order to make the table work properly, roll to see whether you should use type A or type B monsters. So I guess I roll a 50%. Okay, so I rolled 50%. Yeah, it's a little weird. I'm going to say that the lower value goes for type B, because that kind of makes sense to me. So we rolled 67 for preservation method. The dried, 54. Kidney of a 79. Troglodyte, 90. That was sacrificed in a particular location. Okay, cool. So maybe the troglodytes have like a little like commune where they're doing some ritual sacrifice stuff, and you need the kidney from one of those troglodytes for your alchemical research. It's kind of cool. Person parts, you got 19. Oil derived from the fingernail of a, I think we're on column 1. Blasphemer. Removed during the solstice. So you have to take a blasphemer's fingernails and derive an oil from them. But it all has to happen on the solstice. This, honestly, is maybe the best goddamn table in the book. Very impressive. This whole thing is just fun as hell. Man, alchemy is so weird. Okay, so plant or plant parts. Let's do some rolling. Sorry, I know I'm not writing these down, but this is kind of, these are like the useful tables, so I just want to get a sense of what's going on in them. Distilled liquid of 22. Birch, 48. Harvested at dusk. Love that. Small alchemical things. So we rolled an 11, which is dried, and a 95, which is vines or tendrils. Substance. So 25 is granola-like lumps of 56. Iron or steel. Mined or obtained from a volcano or the area around the volcanic activity. Interesting. And then we go into magic items, magic containers. So adventurers can frequently be enticed into a particular mission or exploration if there is a unique magic item at the end of the quest, or they might be hired to recover some lost item of significance. The following table can generate interesting magical items, some of great power, some of relative insignificance in the grand scheme of things. Magical containers are usually associated with capacity, changes, production, divination, as reflected in this table. So magic containers. We're going to roll them. 27. Cabinet. 86. Protects contents from damage, spells, elements, or other dangers. I don't think anybody will be running around with a cabinet, but yeah, maybe somebody who is particularly about fashion might desire this cabinet to protect their clothes from the magic moths that can teleport and eat stuff. So it doesn't matter if your thing is closed, the moths will get in there. Magical clothing, rolled a 50, so it's a mask, 46. Glows, tightens, loosens, or provides some other warning when a particular item or type of creature is nearby. Interesting. Magical effects, descriptive. So roll a d100, we get a 64. A pot, 72. Pot of warnings. Okay. Yeah, sure. Attack spells, 23. We've got icy, 44. Net. It's kind of cool, an icy net. And generalized spell effects, we rolled a 99. Voodoo. Caster's motions cause similar effect elsewhere. Oh, that's cool. Command words and magic words, 39. 79, 35. So 39. Sha Tua Nda. Shatwanda. Shatwanda. It's pretty cool. Sarcophagi and their contents. A few points about sarcophagi as they are used in Dungeon Adventure Design. There are some rooms in which opening sarcophagi is like opening a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. In rooms like this, most of all of the sarcophagi will be identical, or there might be types that can be identified by some hint in the decorations. The ones with red stone patterns might contain ghouls, while the ones with blue stone patterns might contain treasure. The second type of sarcophagus room contains a couple of highly distinctive ones. There might be some of the box of chocolate ones, but the central feature is the one or two very unusual ones. So let's roll some descriptive. 34, standard human sized. 11, carvings or paintings of one symbolic decorative theme. And it has it is trapped. You use the mechanical trap, and it tells you to go roll on the mechanical traps table. Get your themes here. So 39 gives us egg theme. External features of sarcophagus. We got a 19. It's got candles. 46 tells us that the cryptic warnings are written on the exterior. And quick climactic monster ideas. 61. The demon of frost. Yeah, frost demon is good. Jewelry table, 24. We got a candle holder. Cool. A jeweled candle holder. Gems and precious stones. Rolled 44. Ivory. Rolled a 19. A red form of... Oh, do not roll dice. Okay. So just ivory. It just tells you what it is. Dedoy. Alright, decorations. We have 78. Semi-precious stone or decorative stone used in construction. It's kind of cool. Tomb arrangement. 50. Did I roll 52 or 54? Doesn't look like it matters. Kept underwater or other liquid. 77. Roster of the dead. And a 1. Bridges or walkways are used prominently in the tomb's construction. It's cool. And then profile of a monster ambush, 87. Tentacles, vines, or ropes, 82. Work in conjunction with a physical feature or magical effect, making it hard for characters have to keep balance, mental or physical, while fighting. And that closes out Chapter 3. Next time, we'll go ahead and explore Chapter 4, which goes into non-dungeon adventure design. Thanks so much for watching. Again, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of them, click subscribe. If you'd like to be notified when they come out, you can hit the bell icon, set it to all. If you want to get early access, you should go join the Patreon. And if you want to support us otherwise and get some cool games, you can go to watchyourdm.com and pick up our adventures. Also, we usually have a Kickstarter going on, so maybe check the doobly-doo to see if there's a link going on for a Kickstarter right now. Thanks for playing.